The famous Sanford and Son Salvage Truck, a classic vehicle that can be recognized by millions of fans of the 70s hit TV show Sanford and Son. The 1952 Ford F1 pickup was the only one used on the set. Other TV shows would sometimes use multiple vehicles, used for several types of scenes. But other than the show's opening credits, it was always on set and only needed one version of the truck. So whatever happened to the truck after the show Sanford and Son was done? Let's take a look into the history of the iconic truck and its journey through the years. And could it actually still be around over 50 years later? The show debuted in 1972 and the truck was purchased and kept on set. Lamont, Fred, Julio, as well as Rollo have all been seen in episodes behind the wheel. After the final episode finished, the Ford F1 pickup was kept with Red Fox at his home. Red would soon go on to sell the vehicle for just $3,000. Obviously, no thought was put into the collection value, just being a few years later and it being just a routine truck. It wasn't too long before a spin-off of the series Sanford, minus no son, was in production and they needed the truck back. The studio ended up renting the truck monthly off the new owner. The new series only lasted 26 episodes and the truck was returned to the original owner. Between 1982 till 2013, not a lot is mentioned about the truck and where it was kept and who owned it. That all changed in 2014. At an auction, a couple of good friends, coincidentally former police officers and lifelong friends, Tim Franco and Jeff Cantor, bought the Sanford and Son legendary truck. Rumored to have purchased at the price between $17,000 and $20,000. But who are these two guys to even care about this truck? And why would they even want to keep it? Tim and Jeff, both kids of retired police officers, had spent many days of their lives around and riding in classic cars. Their love for them had been built over years. They would even go on to restore and sell many classic cars. In 2013, Jeff and Tim opened their own car and museum business. They came up with a company name that would reflect their history in law enforcement, Blue Line Classics. Another thing both Tim and Jeff grew up loving, Sanford and Son. So when the chance arose to purchase this iconic truck, they couldn't resist. After the purchase, they worked 6 months trying to fix the truck to look almost identical to the way it looked on the show. A few minor adjustments were added, like the upholstery and the seat, for comfort, of course. Once finished, they were not about to let it just sit around. In 2015, Blue Line took it out on the Hot Rod Power Tour, going from Wisconsin to Louisiana. It was also used in local parades as well, and when not out in public, you can make an appointment to visit and take pictures with the truck. Perhaps the best thing to happen since Sanford and Son, Blue Line Classics set up a Sanford and Son reunion and brought in Rollo, who was played by Nathaniel Taylor, Hal Williams, Officer Smitty, and Howard Platt, Officer Hoppy. For the full video, including an interview with Nathaniel Taylor, check the video description and I will put the link. I definitely recommend giving it a watch. The actors hadn't seen each other since the early 80s, and it was a beautiful thing to see some of the original greats together again. They met fans, signed memorabilia, and even signed the truck. Red Fox, Damon Wilson, Raymond Allen, and Gregory Sierra were just a few among other actors who had signed the truck previously. Blue Line Classics is proud to house an iconic piece of television history and take pride in protecting it for the public. To this day, it always draws a crowd. If you ever wish to see it in person, you can visit it today in the city of North Royalton, Ohio. The email and phone number will be listed in the video description. We Sanford and Son fans should be thankful the truck fell into the hands of Tim and Jeff, a couple of guys that appreciate history and Sanford and Son. I believe Red would be happy knowing the truck is in good hands and still bringing joy to others over 50 years later. Thanks, Tim and Jeff. If you enjoyed anything you heard today, be sure to leave a like, and if you love Sanford and Son, be sure to subscribe.